Go.
Speaking of big performances, we have the biggest performer up next.
Wait, who's up next?
Very funny. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a Miss Natalie Mueller.
Wait, what?
Natalie, it's you.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, I'm MC, I'm not performing.
You're performing too. Get your act together right now.
But we've been worrying so much about the intros, I haven't had time to throw anything together.
Natalie, you said you would.
Are you sure?
Yes,
So
I'm
give me
positive.
your program. Give me your program. What is this? Who are you? Oh, snap. Patricia. Who was out here last? Excellent. So, hey. I guess I should probably tell you about my luck with girls. But come on, let's face it. If any of the performers tonight have a sweet bod and luck with girls, it's me. And the only person you could probably beat me is Patricia, because she's got moves. But, yeah, we're all awkward. I'm awkward. I'd say it's my surface trait, if I were to use a psychology term. The trait that's on the surface. There's no denying it. No one looks at me and goes, that girl's not awkward. Not at all. But, see, I hate being awkward and old because when you were little, you could get away with so much more and be awkward. But nobody would care. Like, if you were like 5 years old and you dressed up for Halloween and took the naked part of Naked Bull Ride a little too literally, I guarantee you the room mothers would just be sitting around the punch bowl and the teacher would just say, huh, typical Friday. And there's gonna be that one like kind of snide room mother who I know is just gonna be sitting there going, your kid's a little awkward. But your mama's got your back. Because these are going to be her words. She will say, it's just a phase, they'll grow out of it. And it's assumed that you will, because if you're 7 years old and you come home from school and your mom asks you how your day's going, and you're not old enough to say nothing yet, you don't get that until you're the big 1-0. Then you can say nothing. Until then, you have to talk about macaroni art. But if you're asked how your day is, and they're like, oh, hey, little Ginny, how was your day at school? And little Ginny goes, I named my armpits. Dad might be a little creeped out, but mom's just like, that's cute. I'll grow out of it, it's cute. But like 10 years later, if you're walking through the halls of Central and you're passing that same Jim, you go, hey, sup, Jim? And he goes, hey, sup, hey. That's a little awkward, and I'm pretty sure we have our next homicidal psychopath on our hands. But you can get away with it when you're little. That's why I don't like getting older, because when you're getting older, you gotta shake off some of that awkwardness, because apparently this is shaking off awkwardness. It's not coming off. I just like doing this now. But like, you go out and you're thrust out into the world, and I'm assuming this is the case, because I'm not legal yet, I'm still only 17. But I'm assuming this is the case. You have all these privileges. You can drive, you can do all this stuff. And one of those privileges, I'm gonna get off on a little bit of a tangent here, so they pull over the car and put on my hazard lights. You're given the opportunity to smoke. Now, if you're in this audience and you're a smoker, I'm not hating or anything. I'm just wondering why you do it. And I don't mean it in a it's really unhealthy, smoking tar sort of way, because I have to admit there have been times when I've been driving on a freshly paved road and said, that smells good, I want to stick it in my mouth and smoke it. But I mean it in a strictly habitual, productive sort of way. If I'm going to take up a hobby, particularly one that is hazardous to my health, I at least want to feel like I'm accomplishing something. And if there's one thing I have learned from the media, it is impossible to finish a cigarette. Have you ever noticed that they're like halfway through and then just throw it around? Is it like a stick of juicy fruit? Does it like run out of flavor or something? Like, oh, I can't taste the nicotine anymore. I don't really understand, but I'm gonna get back in my car. We're gonna get back on track. Because they're given a bunch of opportunities when you get older. And it's kind of like, here's your opportunities, go screw up your life. It's like, oh, you've reached 18, here. Cigarettes, tattoo, piercings, porn, go! We survived, let's see if you can. Oh, let's top it all off. While you're screwing up your own life, we'll throw in the right to vote, and then the whole country's screwed. Do it. But among these opportunities that arise, I have awesome hand gestures, P.S. Among these opportunities that arise is the opportunity to get a job. I wouldn't call this an opportunity, I would call this a get out of my house and make your own money, but that's just me. So this is a little bit different than I pictured it, this whole go out into the workforce sort of thing. Because I always figured I'd turn 10. I'd grab my Disney princess backpack, jump into my Barbie roller skates, and skate on down to Florida and work at Disney World. You're 10 years old, you're gonna work at Disney World. Now, my idea of a job in 80-degree heat has changed a little bit. It's not so alluring anymore to be walking around in 80-degree heat and like 30 pounds of fur and a huge hat that really is just an enormous head of some woodland creature with like little children climbing all over your body all day, tugging on your nose, because I have that happen anyway. It's a true story. Just like tugging on your big plastic nose and kicking you. And this is why I don't think that people are in those suits. I do not think that real people are in those suits. And if they are not volunteers. I think that they're just walking around Disney World and going, because there's a height limit to this. Oh, they're about 5'8". They can fit in Steamboat Willie, can't they? Yeah? Boom. There you go. That's why they're not talking to you, because they're bound and gagged. That's why they have an escort, because they're kidnappers. So needless to say, I'm not planning on working at Disney anytime soon, but there is one job at Disney that I don't think you could, like, I would do this for free. This is like a weekend gig for me. If you say, hey Natalie, we're gonna pay you a bunch of money to dress up like a superhero and take pictures like this, I'm gonna do it. Because who doesn't want to be a superhero? It's one of those things like you're supposed to grow out of, and you do. I mean, I didn't grow out of my awkwardness. I'd like to apologize to my mother and to all the moms of all the acts here tonight. I'm sorry, Mom, I didn't grow out of that. I grew out of a lot of things, like my twin-size bed and this shirt I'm wearing. But I did not grow out of that, and I did not grow out of my love for superheroes. If you see my Batman wallet. Gotcha. But as a superhero, as a little kid and you want to be a superhero, like you don't ask a little kid what they want to be when they grow up, and like no 5-year-old's like, I want to be a taxidermist. You go hang out with Armpit Man and I'll talk to you. You got to like the basic things. You go, what do you want to be when you grow up? And if you have like an assembly of small children, they'll say, I want to be a pilot. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a superhero. Basically anything that flies, I think. We reach a certain age where we've been like meandering, we're potty trained, and then we're just looked down and we're like, okay, I can walk. I'm sick of the floor, let me fly. But if you ask like a bunch of little kids what they want their superpowers to be, there's different levels of creativity. And you get like the awesome kids, and you're like, what do you want to be able to do? What do you want your superhero to be? Obviously, in addition to flying, because that's a given. And you get, I want to shoot lasers out of my nostrils.